Then he would program it in, this is what I do, and then execute it, and then knock the guy out.
But that's what they say, but it's not always the case.
Terrence Crawford and Max Kellerman break down the upcoming showdown between Errol Spence and Tim Tszyu. A fight like this brings together contrasting styles, relentless pressure, and championship-level experience that could change careers forever. Music, he do a lot that impressed me. Terrence said the Errol Spence versus Tim Tszyu matchup isn't just media hype. It a real proving ground for both fighters. According to him, winning in the ring isn't only about power or reputation. It's about timing and making the right decisions under pressure. With that in mind, he described Tim Tszyu as a legitimate and dangerous threat to Spence.
Great little men that moved up in weight, they beat the great big.
Max Kellerman said that Errol Spence versus Tim Tszyu is a compelling matchup because it pits Spence's battle-tested elite experience against Tszyu's non-stop pressure and self-belief. He noted that while Spence has spent years beating top-level opponents, Tszyu brings a different kind of danger with his aggressive approach and growing momentum. This is going to be the most watched fight. Terrence Crawford showed strong confidence in Errol Spence's return, saying he believes Spence will perform extremely well in his comeback fight against Tim Tszyu. He said he's excited to see Spence back in the ring and expects him to deliver, even going as far as predicting Spence will win the fight.
Spence is returning against Tim Tszyu. Just wanted your thoughts on the return of Errol.
I think Errol going to do an amazing job. I'm looking forward to him getting back in the ring, and I think he's going to be successful in his comeback.
Max Kellerman said that Ryan Garcia also shared his thoughts on the highly anticipated Errol Spence versus Tim Tszyu matchup. While many people are focused on Spence's return after a lengthy absence, Garcia believes this fight will show whether the former champion still belongs at the elite level. He views it as a massive test for both fighters, with everything on the line once the opening bell sounds.
Storyline there.
I mean, to me, that's a fun fight. When I heard those two names together, I mean, that's like a lot of beef there.
Errol Spence will be going to 154 for that fight if it happens. Either way, he's going to go up when he comes back, and you're talking about two guys that are going to have basically, what, 2.5-year layoffs?
Yeah, it is an intriguing, though.
Boxing is better when Errol Spence is up.
Max believes the matchup brings up serious questions about where Spence truly stands at this point in his career and whether Tszyu is ready to seize the moment. For Kellerman, this is the type of fight that could completely change how people talk about both fighters moving forward.
The guy has those advantages in boxing skill and speed, and they don't take risks. They are almost impossible to beat. And the style to me, but does he rise to that level? Because it's not enough just to have that. It has to be executed at an extremely high level. Do you guys feel like he has that look to him?
And Terrence Crawford is convinced that Errol Spence will come out victorious against Tim Tszyu. He believes Spence still possesses the skills, experience, and ring IQ needed to overcome a dangerous challenge like Tszyu.
Do you think you've said you don't think he beats Errol Spence.
Yeah, I think Spence beat him. At this point in both of their career, I think Spence beat him. I'm not the one to say, what he can and what he can't do. Me and my boy Tazzy had a little wager on if him and Spence fought each other, who will win. And I had to back Spence because that's what I believe in. But, I'm not the one fighting, so at the end of the day, I'm not the one that controls who win or lose.
What could you tell Tim, or what could you tell him about a Spence fight if he was a future opponent?
I can't tell him nothing. I just tell him good luck, train hard, and go in there and fight.
Would you say taking the Errol Spence fight, it wouldn't be the best decision for his future? Because that would arguably mean...
I think that's a good fight for both of them in right now in their careers. I think that's a great fight for both of them because it's winnable for both of them.
Crawford said he's eager to see Spence back in action and expects him to put on an impressive and successful comeback performance.
Confident that you win that bet with Tazzy, White's Errol in the fight?
Well, I'm not, 100% confident, I just know, the caliber of fighter that Errol is, just like I know the caliber fighter of Tim. I think both of them have taken a lot of damage in their career so far, but I just think, Errol skill-wise, just edge. I just wish him well. I wish him well, much respect with him in his career. and I'll be looking forward to seeing what he do in his.
Tim Tszyu welcomed the challenge of facing Errol Spence, saying he's ready and eager to finally share the ring with him. He pointed to Spence's long layoff as something he plans to exploit, suggesting that 3 years away from competition is not easy to shake off against a dangerous opponent.
In this camp, I was sort of sparring southpaws as well. Like, as much as I respected Nurka and what he was going to bring, like, I still needed to. It was still coming into my head that I was fighting a southpaw, you know. So it was distracting, but I did try and block it out. I did the best I possibly could.
Tszyu also sent a warning to Spence, stressing that his aggressive style causes problems for every fighter he steps into the ring with.
I can't wait to get it on with him, honestly. He hasn't fought in a long time, and I do want to expose that, you know? What do you say?
Yeah, he said, you think shit sweet, do you so bad?
Oh man, he's got no idea. He's got no idea. He's going to be in for a hard fight, you know, because a style like me, it always presents challenges to a lot of people.
He's only ever fought at 147, Spence. Coming up to that extra weight, what should he expect in the ring with Tim Tszyu?
Yeah, just harder punches, different gloves. It was an 8-ounce. It's not 8-ounce gloves anymore. It's up to 10 ounce. And just a different feeling, you know, coming off a 3-year layoff. I'm a bad guy to choose.
At one point as well.
Yeah, he also lost money from me as well. So it's just typical, man.
Obviously, he's only ever lost to Crawford, one of the pound for pound best ever. But you know, watching that fight between Spence and Crawford, what do you see in that fight that you can exploit? You know what?
Well, look, stylistically, it's two different fighters. Crawford's technical genius, you know. So it's hard to compare what me and Crawford like against Spence would do, but it'd be just I think me and Spence would be more of an entertaining fight, you know. Like, we've both got that style that's pleasing for the crowd to watch. So yeah, it'd be a cracking matchup. Stylistically, I feel like it's a real crowd pleaser. So yeah, I just got to bring a few good tactics into this fight, and it will be good.